So, you boys had a big night, didn't you?
Hedda, I haven't even had a chance to change my clothes.
You too, huh?
So what did Tessman say about our wild party?
Just some boring details that end in something that sounds suspiciously like a coffee klatch.
Yes, I heard about the coffee, but Louvborg wasn't with him then.
No, they brought him home first.
Tessman?
No, he said some of the others did.
George Tessman really is a simple soul, isn't he, Hedda?
God knows. But, Judge, are you keeping something from me?
That, I'm sorry to say, is a reasonable conclusion.
All right, let's hear. Go ahead, I'm waiting. You've got my full attention, Your Honor.
I had a particular reason for keeping an eye on certain of my guests last night.
Really? You did? That's so unlike you. Was Eilert Louvborg perhaps amongst them?
In all candor, yes, he was.
Well, now I'm really curious.
Do you know where he and a couple of the other gentlemen ended up last night?
If you don't think it's too shocking to tell me, go ahead.
Oh, I think you can hear it. They ended up at an exceptionally vivid little debauch.
I see. As debauches go, of course. It was lively?
Oh, the liveliest.
Go on.
Louvborg had been invited earlier, which I knew. But he very politely declined in the spirit of his newly found reformation.
But he ended up going anyway.
Well, what can one say? The spirit moved him at my party, and the flesh was weak.
Yes, I hear he was quite inspired.
Violently inspired. His mind turned to all that he was missing. The thing about men is our principles can be a little bit tenuous under pressure.
But you, of course, are the exception to that, aren't you, Your Honor? So, what happened with Louvborg?
The last stop on his little trip, he ended up at a certain Madame Diana's.
Madame Diana.
It was Madame Diana who was having the soiree for a very select group of men and women.
Tell me, is she a redhead?
That's the one.
Sort of a singer?
I believe she has many talents. Not least amongst them, voracious hunter of men. It sounds like you've heard of her.
Oh.
Louvborg was one of her favorites back when he still had promise.
So, how did this all end?
Not well, I'm afraid. Began with hugs and kisses and went to kicking and punching fairly quickly.
Directed at Louvborg.
Exactly. He accused her of stealing his journal, or in any case, he went right over the edge.
Concluding in...
Well, these things, you know, how could they end? A fairly impressive free-for-all, complete with the arrival of the police.
Oh, right. Of course, the police.
It's going to end up being one of Louvborg's more costly exploits. A staggeringly foolish, blindly reckless man, I've got to say.
Yes?
He resisted arrest, started swinging, hit an officer in the eye, and they took him to the station.
And how do you know all of this?
From the police.
So that's how it went down. No vine leaves in his hair.
Vine leaves? Hedda, what are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. But tell me, Judge, what made you so intent on tracking Louvborg?
In the first place, I can't be completely indifferent to the fact that it will be revealed in court that he came right from my house.
In court. It's going to court.
Yes, it's set in motion, no stopping it. And as a friend of the family, don't you think I owe you and Tessman, at the very least, a full account of his nocturnal exploits?
Well, why exactly?
Because I strongly suspect he's going to use you as a cover.
And what makes you think that?
Come now, Hedda. We're not blind. Do you think Mrs. Elvsted is going to quietly drift back up to the country, to the commissioner?
Yes, but even if there were something between them, there are lots of other places they could meet.
Not a single home. No respectable house will be open to them. Every door will be closed.
And you think mine should be too?
Yes. I have to say yes, sorry. I would find it extremely agitating for this man to have free reign in here. As if he came on as some sort of interloper, forcing his way
The
into
triangle?
Precisely. I would feel almost as if I was turned out of my own home.
So you really do need to be top dog, don't you?
Yes. I think that is the point. And it is a point in which I intend to achieve with any and every means at my disposal.
Judge, you are quite the dangerous man, aren't you, when cornered?
Do you think? Am I? Oh.
Yes, I am beginning to. Which is fine, so long as you have no kind of power over me.
That's probably true. If I did, who knows what I might do? I could be capable of anything.
Well, Your Honor, that's beginning to sound a little like a threat.
No. God, no, not at all. I'm merely saying that a triangle has to be fortified and defended voluntarily.
I agree.
Well, I've said all I've had to say. I better go start my busy day.
Through the garden,
A shortcut.
the back door.
Sometimes the back door can be the most exciting.
Like when someone's shooting a pistol through it, perhaps?
Oh, come now. People don't shoot their favorite old dog now, do they?
Never, especially if it's the only one they've got.